Y'all hear about that hot dog ice cream?
No.
I got it then. Oh, we've been recording this whole time?
He's gonna get rid of it. Delete all that.
No, I want that. That's the start of the show right there. We was recording.
And just put it off there.
You at the party heavy.
For sure at the party heavy.
You start drinking this shit?
I did. There is like this hot dog ice cream.
Is it at State Fair?
I don't know where it's at. I'm gonna see if I can find it. But it's like ice cream is flavored as like mustard, and it's like a hot dog jellied. Like
That sounds disgusting.
That sounds vomit inducing.
It sounds absolutely gross.
I'm telling you,
It sounds like it's some shit that you probably should not even be trying.
you probably shouldn't. So I guess you would never try that then. What about hot dog flavored ice cream?
Hot dog is meant to be hot dog. Unless you put it in pork and beans. Unless you're making pork and beans. That's it. You don't put hot dog in nothing else, really.
You know what?
Why would you?
You're right.
Like, it's its own unique taste. You don't put hot dog really in anything outside of beans.
I can't. Yeah, you're right.
Pork and beans.
And even still, I don't fuck with pork and beans.
And I even got to ask you. You ain't eat no hot dog flavored ice cream.
Hell no.
I sure not eat no hot cream. Like, that's disgusting. Let's start the show. Oh, yeah. No, I was deciding if I should say something, but then I was like, nah, but then it was silent, so I didn't continue to go. But I'm...
What the fuck, dog?
Dudes, were you joining us this week?
No, I'm not going to.
Okay. I had to double check.
For sure. But you may end up joining in on one of these conversations, though.
Okay.
Welcome to episode 112 of Technical File, the sports podcast you never knew you needed.
About to get the shit off. Come on.
Okay.
K-I-M-K-I-M-G-B number 3. Mr. Give It To Me. Okay.
Hey!
AKA Mr. Ass Catcher.
Anyways,
I am the Eric J.
only known as,
The Eric J.
and I'm Camille, point guard of the crew, the real life Tifa Lockhart, the girl next door. You know, holding it down for all the women who love sports.
And your boy Kid here is the gentleman.
Just
Not here today. Series of unfortunate events caused our guy to have to miss today's show. But I won't clown him this week. Because that's my guy.
Aww.
So, this is the one time. This is your one free pass, sir. I'm on your ass from here on out.
Pause.
Pause again, granddad.
But that's cool. All right.
But you can find this on www.technicalfile.com, where you can find a big-ass picture of Ken. If you don't know what the fuck he look like,
You just said.
you see him on there. We on there, too.
Where's the bell?
You can
Oh, it's
also
right
go
here.
to the Technical File Podcast Facebook group. Ah, fuck. Had to borrow your shit. www.technicalfile.com. Don't forget to put the K on that motherfucker.
Slow down,
Jesus Christ.
Jesus. Slow down. Slow.
You can also go to our Facebook page, Technical File Podcast.
There you go.
You can join our Technical File Pod Overtime group with the fans, fam, and the listeners. You can also find us on Twitter and the Instagram at Technical File. Once again, don't forget to put the K on that motherfucker. Share it with your family, your friends, your neighbors, your dogs, your cats, everybody Manny Fresh ever said. Do it all. Tap your neighbor on the shoulder. Say, neighbor, share that shit.
You
For sure.
you had it
On the
and
go
then,
we go.
and then you lost it.
Eric, where we at, though?
Well, as Kim would say every week, though.
Fuck 'em.
We don't grow without y'all.
I'm breaking the bell.
Damn.
Let me get it.
Somebody even using our shit.
Oh, damn.
There it is. Okay. As Ken says every week, we don't grow without y'all. So make sure that you tell a friend about us. If you are driving, look at the person in the car next to you and be like, Hey,
Tech foul, motherfucker.
Smile at him and shit.
smile after calling them, but okay. What they said to do or whatever, just share the show, get it to some other people because we really don't grow without y'all.
But wherever you find podcasts, you can find us. That includes Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, SoundCloud,
Bang on him.
Spotify.
There it is.
Himalaya.
Like a player.
Hushka. Do not Google Podcasts
No more false narratives.
because it will not come up. But anywhere that has podcast has us. So subscribe, like, review, rate, do all that good shit because it helps us out. So
For sure.
For sure.
Now we're going to get into the topic discussion.
And leading off,
We are going to start with the man who went on First Take. I guess his trainer was on the Breakfast Club, so he was like, I'm going to go on First Take. Carmelo Anthony, in case you didn't know.
They actually mentioned his trainer, too, during that interview.
yeah,
It was a long interview. Stephen A. did a great job in that
was
interview, by
fantastic.
the way.
Fucking fantastic.
But yes, he was on First Take and he discussed a few things. He said that the situation in Houston was a complete shock to him. He had to even go to Chris Paul himself and see if Chris knew what was about to happen, because if Chris did, he was like, our friendship probably would have been over. Clearly, it all worked out on Chris's part, but Melo also was talking about the fact that he never said he wanted a farewell tour that we talked about last week, which is good, Melo, because we don't know where you would get that at. He probably
they
still,
don't love you like that.
but he said he was still wanting to play. The narrative around him is false. He's grown as a man, as a player. He can be that guy off the bench now. Before he wasn't ready, but now he's for it. Basketball is life. That's the gist of it. Y'all think Melo is helping or hurting his chances to get back in the league?
I honestly think that him going on First Take didn't really deter too much. It didn't hurt him. I'll put it like that. I don't think it hurt him at all. I can't say it necessarily helped him either, but at least he got to put his own narrative out there. Because he had a point. A lot of everything that was coming out about Melo was not said by Melo whatsoever. It was people around him, people who said they were close to him, people who interacted with him at some point in time. It was never truly
teammates.
from Melo. Right.
Yeah.
So, even the whole Chauncey Billups thing.
He said he had a problem with that too. The timing of Chauncey Billups' comments.
Because apparently Chauncey Billups was talking about young Melo. He never said young Melo. But apparently he said he was talking about 24, 25-year-old Melo.
Well, that's when they play together. So
So, that's all he can draw off of. But again, like Melo said, the timing of it, damn, you say this now and I'm trying to get my ass back in the league?
That's why he
come
came
on,
up,
bro.
though.
This is true.
So,
But listening to the interview, I honestly, I believe what he said. It's all it's a lot of things where people are like, oh, well, do you believe everything that he said? He's willing to take this this role. And the main thing that I took out of it, and I guess a lot of people skirt past, or that I've been listening to, was people was willing to skirt past the fact that he said, I'm willing to take this role if you would have told me. So they're like, well, why didn't you take the role in Houston then? And I went immediately back to what he said. He was told by Billy Donovan, from what he said in OKC, hey, you're not going to be our first or second option. You're kind of going to be our third or fourth option. We're going to use in this capacity, whatever. Okay, cool. I go to Houston. If you're telling me the whole time I'm on the way to Houston, oh, yeah, you're the missing piece. You're going to be the starter. We need you to do this. And then all of a sudden out the blue, you're like, oh, well, you go sit on the bench. We ain't going to play you tonight at all. Then, yeah, I'm kind of like, what the fuck? I'm not finna accept whatever role you finna throw me now because you should have told me this from the jump. Mm-hmm. And then Stephen A. had a good point where he said that he just scored 28 points. The Nets probably a couple games beforehand, a game or two beforehand. So it's not like he didn't have it. So what happened? You know what I mean? So that's why I'm kind of like, I believe him to an extent. Oh, I believe him. No, I believe him. I believe him.
that wasn't the question, but that was good.
going back to the question, I don't think it helped or hurt. I don't think that it moved the needle one way or the other. The way that I could see it helping is if it builds public pressure for some team or gives the team cover, because I feel like the reaction to it was more sympathetic from the public. So now teams that were kind of on the fence about them before can be like, okay, well,
We'll definitely give him a shot.
if we bring him in, like, people will be more receptive to it and might drive ticket sales or whatever. I do question if he actually gets what's going on. I think that was something that Max Kellerman came on and said after the fact. He's like, he seems like a good guy. Like, he seems genuine. Like, he seems like he's telling his truth, but he's not sure if Melo is being truthful with himself. Like, if he sees, like, where he is in his career, because he kept saying, like, you know, I'll take whatever, you know, like, I was in the process of getting comfortable with the role or whatever, and it's like, you still see yourself as Melo, and that's not, I mean, obviously, he's still Carmelo Anthony, but he's not the same player that he was 4 or 5 years ago.
Right.
And, like, he has to kind of change his game because, like, the things that he, and I think I said this last week, but the things that he does great, like, you don't really need that from a role player. Like, you need them to kind of fill in the gaps. And even as a bench scorer, like, you still have to do that within the framework of an offense. You can, like, all the clips that I've seen from him this offseason is him, like, taking 5 dribbles, pull up, backing people down, posting up, shooting fadeaway jumpers. Like, that's not how the game is played, and especially that's not what a team is going to bring you in to be doing.
Depends on the team. Y'all all made really good Melo points, and I had, like, stuff to say about things, but I didn't want to cut anybody off. But, of course, I don't remember what I had to say. But
I know Tim had a team that he thought.
what I was going to say is that, dang, I really did forget. Go ahead.
All right, so I said I've been back and forth about if I'm going to actually do it or not. But my hot take on Melo is that if he actually joins the Toronto Raptors, he'll keep them in the championship picture. Reason being, I was looking at Toronto's team. They lost Kawhi and Danny Green.
It's a big loss.
So those are 2 big losses for them because Danny Green was one of their better shooters. And Kawhi was their number 1 option. A lot of times with Kawhi, they did let Kawhi go ISO. Melo was an ISO player. Granted, I'm not saying he's going to be in the starting 5, but if he comes off the bench with that second unit. So I was looking at the team, just the roster in general. And so I'm just spitballing here. Their starting 5 will probably be Kyle Lowry, Norman Powell, Siakam, Anunoby, and Gasol.
It's a big lineup.
But on the bench, you got Van Vliet. The backup 2 is McCall. Hollis Jefferson, Ibaka, Jody Meeks, Stanley Johnson. They're missing an offensive void. They have an offensive void there. Granted, Siakam's probably going to pick it up. Kyle's going to be he's a good distributor. Kyle is really good, no matter what people say about him, and we shit on him sometimes too, but Kyle's good with putting people in a position to score.
Kyle, yeah.
He's a good distributor. So I feel like if they add Melo, even though his game, he's not a specialist, so to speak, and his defense is trash, he's surrounded by defenders. So I highly doubt that they'll allow Melo to get exposed because Nick Nurse is a good coach. So he'll find some way to hide or mask his defensive deficiencies. But Melo will still get you to 15, 16 points a game. Coming off the second unit, if you tell him, hey, we need you to be the second option in the second unit. Van Vliet probably going to shoot a bunch of threes coming into his 4th year, I'm sorry. And a lot of people feel like, okay, what Van Vliet did in the playoffs, y'all remember, he was just a regular role player coming into in the regular season. He did 11 points a game. He got hurt. That's why they signed Jeremy Lin. So they need some offense still. I feel like the team chemistry that they have there and the so-called, well, he's saying that he changed his mindset. He can buy into the culture there in Toronto. They have a team already set to contend with the top-tier teams. Add him in there. You get a veteran who said he's going to teach, and he has been. And I think they got a little mixture for Melo to actually help them be that missing piece that he's supposed to be in Houston. Only because there is a void due to Kawhi and Danny Green.
No, I think Toronto is still going to be a playoff team this season, a lower seed, but I think they'll be one of the 8 best teams in the East. If you add a player like Carmelo Anthony, I'm not sure if he moves the needle that much because I don't think Carmelo Anthony is that good anymore to do what you want him to do in that situation. Like, if he was a couple years younger, I could see it, but I'm not sure if he got that in him every single night. But somewhere that is interesting to me for Melo is Philly. Because like we were clowning last week, their best bench player is Mike Scott. Mike Scott. They lost Jimmy Butler, who was their ISO man. He would, Jimmy gonna shoot.
Yeah.
Melo will shoot. Now, once again, he's not going to be as efficient as Jimmy Butler was, but they literally don't have a bench. And they have a lot of money tied up right now. They don't have that many options.
He's going to come in as a vet minimum.
So, I think he'd actually be if he was to go somewhere, I think Philly would be a good fit. I think he would fit in Toronto, too, but just not in that elevated of a position.
Yeah. Wherever he goes, I don't think that he'll necessarily move the needle, but I do think that he can contribute on a lower scale with lower stakes. So, like, maybe the Toronto situation is better for him because they're not going to be in the Final Four teams that are, like that highest level of basketball. Like, they'll probably go out round 1, round 2, and, like
problems.
Yeah.
Right. But he's not going to get, quote unquote, exposed, like, the further they go on in the playoffs, because more than likely they won't get there.
I think Pascal Siakam's going to have a great season.
I do too. Like, he's definitely going to be an all-star. But I think that one thing that he was saying, and, like, you kind of have to read between the lines, but he was saying, like, I've never won a championship, and obviously, like, that's something that I want to do before I retire. But he was also saying, like, I want to play. Like, he wants to go somewhere that he can get minutes and play and basically be Melo still. Like, somewhere he's going to get the ball and he's going to be able to contribute. So I think that even looking at playoff teams might be overshooting. Like, I don't think he'll get the role that he wants necessarily, even with him saying, like, he's willing to buy in. Like, I don't think he'll get that role.
He would force his way there in Philly. They ain't got no options.
Yeah.
And I also think that they'll do a lot of staggering. So, like, I'm sure they'll have 2 starters on the court at all times.
And I don't think the only thing is, like, the bottom rung teams, they're going more on the youth side anyway, so they wouldn't look at him. They'd be like, like, he's not the Vince Carter. So he's not literally a teacher, like that type of vet. So I don't think the younger teams like the Hawks or the Kings or Memphis would sign a player like Melo. That's why I was thinking more so like these upper teams, like, okay, we're missing something. Something.
Somebody's going to take a flyer.
Yeah.
Like,
low risk, high reward.
And you still could get 15 from him?
We joked about it before the show, but I think there is one team that he might still be the best player on. And, he has a good relationship with their owner in Charlotte.
I was sitting here, I was thinking
hard. He could go to Charlotte. Wow.
And I mean, like, they aren't a young team, but they also don't factor to be good at all.
And they need somebody.
And they need a scorer.
They're giving Malik Monk the green light.
Right.
Malik Monk and Marcus Smart and Carmelo Anthony.
Marcus Smart.
No.
My fault. Not Marcus Smart. Terry Rozier.
Although, like, the thing is, like, their best players currently all are, like, 3-4s. So, Marvin Williams, Nick Batum.
You mean the players with the most money on the team?
I'm just like, those factor to be like the at least competent. Like, we know for sure that they're NBA players.
Right.
Like,
for sure.
With Monk and Rozier and even Bridges, like, we don't know if they're actually any good.
But yeah, good luck, Melo. I think he's gonna play.
I do too.
So, good luck, sir. The Pro Football Hall of Fame announced that it will have a special centennial class of 20 members next year. 5 modern-era players, 10 seniors, 3 contributors, and 2 coaches. And just so you know, it's normally 10. So they're doubling it for the 100th year. Do y'all like the expanded class?
I don't mind it. I mean, because there's too many... I guess this is to kind of, like, clear up the pool.
Yeah, it's especially because they got, 10? Is it 10 seniors, I said? Yeah, they're trying to get that backlog.
Yeah, they're like, listen, bro, there's too many people waiting.
There's so many good players.
It is. Like, Ty Law is supposed to just got inducted this year, right? And he
shout
was
out to the whole class, and shout out to whoever did Ed Reed's bust in particular.
Dude,
because
it was, like, perfect.
It was immaculate. I've never seen a sculpture look so realistic.
Hair and everything.
All the hair.
The lines, all of it.
The beard. Everything was perfect. I don't know who did that, but they killed that.
Dude was so cold, man.
That was amazing.
He was on one all weekend. Like, I saw clips and bits and pieces. And first of all, shout out for the shirt that he wore at the Hall of Fame game with, like, all the black people that got killed by police on it. But, like, he was funny. Like, just every interview I saw was just, like, he was cracking jokes. Like, he was enjoying himself.
He was having a great time. He deserved it.
Right. Like,
he
this
deserved
is
it.
a weekend to celebrate those 10 people. So
the game was trash.
I mean,
But
it's the Hall of Fame.
Like, it was, oof.
You watched it?
I saw. That
was the Bronco game, wasn't
I had
it?
to turn it off. No, it was
The Atlanta and somebody.
It was Atlanta and the Broncos.
yeah.
That's when they won on the at the end of the game when the fucking corner dog. We was at the bar. I'm sitting there watching the shit. Motherfucking quarterback threw the bitch to the corner of the end zone. Falcons DB hit the motherfucker.
Didn't catch it.
Looked dead at it. Tracked the motherfucker and decided, let me go tackle the corner. I mean the wide receiver. Receiver caught the ball, toe tapped it in. There was like 17 seconds left in the game. I was like, listen, bro, I wouldn't be surprised if your ass don't even get on the bus tonight. So you ain't gonna. It was fourth quarter, so you already ain't up there as is.
Right.
I was like, and then you looking at the replay, you watched him watch the ball, and then said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna hit the receiver." Just smack the fucking ball.
He didn't trust himself.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, we.
That's why he was playing when he was playing.
Jeez, man, I felt bad for him, but I was like, damn, you fucked up.
But I'm also here for the expanded class.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, then get Troy in here.
Troy.
Palomalu.
He was gonna get in regardless.
I know, but I'm saying like we can.
And
just
he's
go
a
ahead
modern era, so it's the seniors that's backed up.
Yeah.
But Troy was a shoo-in.
Man, Troy was a monster. So was Ed Reed, though. It was some cold safeties. Cold. In the modern era.
You just named it too. Who else?
Before he died, Sean Taylor was cold.
Okay, well, who else?
Nick Collins before he got hurt.
Before he got hurt.
He wasn't on that other one.
He was getting there. He definitely, his trajectory at that moment was getting there.
What if Nick Collins never got hurt?
He never hit the ass.
Oh. Anyways, the NBA they released its 2010s all decade team. So that went from actually 2009 to 2019. Which
So like because it's the seasons that end within the decade. But
oh, thank you.
have they done this for other decades or
I've
this
never
I've never
something
seen
new?
this before.
Like, okay, but go on.
Now's the time. Social media era, hot takes,
Gives people something to talk about in mid-August.
basketball in August. What a beautiful thing. So the first team was Steph Curry, James Harden, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Kawhi Leonard. Second team was Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, Blake Griffin, Carmelo Anthony. Third team was D. Wade, Kobe Bryant, Paul George, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Also, a couple weeks ago when I wasn't here, you said something about his last name and was like, Camille's going to have a fit about that.
Oh, his
No, I say you would appreciate it.
Oh, I didn't hear. I was like, what?
I think he said he was like something like nerd out about it or some shit like that. Like some along.
Because I was like, I enjoyed the whole thing. What was he talking about? I got
I
it.
was saying you were.
But
I
I
think
don't
he said she popped for it.
Yeah, like
Oh, I thought I heard it completely different.
No, he just said like he said it in more like Camille's going to enjoy this.
But yeah, those were the teams.
you have a question?
Are y'all okay with these? Any snubs? Do you agree?
2009 to 2019, and a lot of people seen Kobe and was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, the
And
third
that
team,
but,
Kobe got people hot.
But this is like what he had 2 years before ACL injury. Kobe
Achilles.
Never had
Achilles. I'm sorry.
Achilles.
What year did he mess his Achilles up? 2011,
know.
12.
I do feel like he only had like
That was a couple seasons.
Yeah, that's like into this
3 or 4 years into the decade, and then he was trash for a couple years, and then he retired. So they're really giving
This
him 3
isn't
years.
prime Kobe. Like this was all
Right.
decades for the 2000s. Of
Right.
course, Kobe's first team.
Exactly.
But
I don't even know if he make third team, but like I also don't know who I would put in his stead. So
no, well, Dirk was also fading at this time.
right, and that was the thing. Like that old generation was kind of
Was
aging
fading.
out.
Yeah. So if you're looking at actual production,
Because like I think that Giannis is getting it on the front end
yeah,
because he's only had like 3 All-Star, 3 or 4. This is
3.
third. Yeah.
He has had 3.
Yeah.
So he's had 3 All-Star years plus an MVP. So
When did Bosh start going out?
I don't know. He retired like 4 or 5 years ago at this point now.
But yeah, he hadn't really played since the like.
Because all his
Like basically, like he had 1 year without LeBron and he was done.
Because before that, he was a monster, though. He was 24 and
Yeah.
12 a game in Toronto.
Yeah, that was in Toronto. Then he had
And
to
that was
become
last
the
decade though.
yeah.
Like
That's all I'm saying. Like, when was the Heatles?
2010 to 2014.
So 2009, Bosh.
Well, 2010, 2011 to 2013, 2014.
Yeah. So I mean, it was
And that's the issue. Like I'm like obviously, I don't know. I would say on the first team, Curry, Harden, James, and Durant are locks. Kawhi feels a little bit like recency bias, but
I thought that too.
he is a
But
two-time
I
Finals
couldn't.
MVP.
But then I was like,
Like, I was maybe Westbrook, because like I feel like his entire prime was basically this decade, and he does have an MVP. He averaged a triple-double 3 times. I think he was an all-star all but 1 year when he was hurt. Like, he might have a stronger case for me than Kawhi, but I also feel like Kawhi's 2 Finals MVPs probably pushes him up. So
Yeah.
What about?
I think Dwayne Wade is a little gratuitous also.
Well, I mean,
D Wade was consistent.
Because Quiet as kept, like, he was on his
fading.
way down before LeBron even left.
But he was still productive after LeBron left. Like, he wasn't D Wade anymore. But when like we talked about before,
I feel
where
like he had
coming
downshifted already.
Yeah, but I remember that. I can't remember which year, but he like the Heat to the playoffs, and I was watching it like retro. Then he got injured again. So
Again, like I guess I get it, because like once you get to the third team, then you are only probably banking on like 3 or 4 good years. Like, where Dame is probably the biggest snub to me,
because Dame came in the league.
Dame has been around most of his
I'm
decade.
looking at the drafts right now.
I think he was like 2011, because I think he was in the Anthony Davis draft.
Because Blake
Yeah.
is here, Curry's here. This is 2009. I'm just looking at a couple names. Harden was there. Brandon Jennings.
He's 16.
We was geeked.
You said he's 16.
Hey, however you heard it, that's how it meant to be.
What about Paul George?
Third team, I think it's fair.
Yeah.
Them Pacer years were
Monsters.
beautiful.
And he missed a year, so that
Yeah.
kind of knocks him down a peg.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting. They did that. People were mad about Kobe. I wanted to know what Ken thought about it, if he'd be reasonable. But
We got another Laker fan over there.
it's on you, sir.
Duke said no comment.
MLB trade deadline.
Okay. Throw a couple names out here. All right. Try to run through this. Cleveland traded Trevor Bauer to the Reds for Yasiel Puig in a 3-team trade. They also had a bunch of fisticuffs that night. Them motherfuckers was banging, dog. The boot bro came in. I think it was Keanu something.
No, it was Amir Hinton, I think.
Is it Amir?
Amir something.
That motherfucker.
Amir Garrett.
Amir Garrett.
Dog, he was sitting there talking to his gloves. He looked over at the dugout. I was sitting there just narrating. I thought he was like, "Hey, listen, bro, I'm finna go fuck all of them up, bro. I don't give a fuck." And he was sitting there talking to the pitchers. They was looking like, "Nah, bro, don't do it." He's like, "You know what? Fuck it. Run over there." I guess they thought it was sweet. He cleared the first dude. Dude dropped to a knee. He wasn't expecting that shit. Threw hands with the whole dugout. The whole dugout. And then Puig, I guess he got beside himself.
He had already gotten traded.
He got traded while he was on the field. He was in the outfield.
Right.
I thought
He was,
the same thing. Like,
he was
you
throwing
just got
hands for a
traded.
team that he ain't even on no more.
He was probably like, "Hey, fuck it." He probably wanted to stick around. Who knows? He probably wanted to stay. He was like, "You know what? Let me just get my frustrations out. I ain't gonna be here anyways."
It could have been that too. Because
Wild shit.
I captioned the photo of the dude rushing the entire team.
Saw that.
Get ready, dude. Everybody thinks they're a real until a real shows up.
The dude was throwing hands with everybody. He ain't give a fuck. He was big as a bitch though. It wasn't like he was a little dude. He was big as a motherfucker. Anyways,
what Eric said is true.
yeah, yeah. The White Sox sent Nate Jones and an international pool money to the Rangers. The Rays traded Jake Faria to the Brewers in exchange for Jesus Aguilar. We will miss you, sir. And he is doing great.
And
right
we
now.
have been losing. Swept by the Cubs.
I mean, they were losing before they traded him too. So,
But he was doing bad before we... Well, actually, like
No, he
2
was-
weeks before we traded him, he finally picked it up. But other than that, he's been having a pretty shitty season.
Yeah.
But he, like I said, right before we traded him, he kind of picked it up. And then he just kind of carried that
That
to
was
Tampa
probably
Bay.
good enough to get them traded.
Yeah. And we could use that right now. Definitely. But
Jesus was fun. I enjoyed him being on the Brewers.
he was a great teammate. Great player. Cubs traded Martin Maldonado, former Brewer, to the Astros in exchange for Tony Kemp. Brewers traded Drew Pomeranz to the... Wow.
they acquired.
They acquired Drew Pomeranz and Ray Black from the Giants. They traded our number 3 prospect in that. Yeah, I wasn't happy about that. The A's acquired Tanner Rourke from the Reds. Nationals add Daniel Hudson, Ronis Elias, Hunter Strickland in separate trades. Diamondbacks land Zach Gallen from the Marlins. The Phillies acquired Corey Dickerson from the Pirates. The Dodgers acquired Jeroko, probably said his name wrong, from the Cardinals. The Braves acquired Shane Green from the Tigers for Mark Melancon from the Giants.
And Mark Melancon from the Giants.
And Mark Melancon from the Giants, sorry. Cubs acquired Nicholas Castellanos from the Tigers. Giants acquired Scooter Gennett, another from Brewers from the Reds. And the last-minute trade, literally the very last trade of the day, was Zach Greinke going to the Astros from the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, even I was like, ooh.
They was like, oh, yeah, trade deadline. Oh, shit, Zach Greinke got you. What the fuck, bro? Oh, into the Astros?
They have like a death receipt or death pitching like
Rotation.
group right now, don't they?
Yeah, and it's funny because that's part of my what if for later on. Not Greinke, but a
Spoiler
similar
alert.
thing. Spoiler alert for the top 5. But yeah, it was a lot of movement. Greinke getting added to the Astros is going to put them to the stratosphere.
They're going to win the championship.
Is he a rental? Like, is he a free agent after this year?
That's a good question because I need to find out. Because I thought he signed a multi-year deal like a season or two ago.
Right.
So
Like, I'm just trying to figure out like why he got traded.
They got a boatload back from. They got a shit ton back from.
You got to if it's Zach, like.
He signed a 6-year contract with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Let me go into his contract details.
I thought you had it. You was all confident.
Yeah, I mean Let me go in here. 6 years, $206 million. He won't be a free agent until 2022.
So, yeah,
So they got him for a good another 3 seasons. Yeah.
So Astros are going for it basically.
Yeah, I mean, you got Greinke under control for 3 seasons. They probably go trade him again because Greinke usually sticks around for like a season or two for the team, and then they be like, "We need prospects. Let's trade him."
Baseball's weird. A weird system to me.
Because it's all like prospect. Like the prospects hold more value than some of the current players because it's
just-
all potential.
And how long it all takes. Like, it's just a weird.
I mean, especially draft picks, except you don't get to
You
pick
don't
the
see
players.
them
You don't see him for like 5 years.
unless you're watching minor league games.
But I mean, they're not contributing to the main squad for a good.
That's what I'm
4 or
saying. So it's
5
like
years.
future, like it's like, oh, you traded Anthony Davis for 7 future first round picks or whatever it was. Like it's the same thing, except you have like physical live bodies that you can watch and see how they develop, as opposed to, oh, at some point we'll be able to pick these kids that are like in middle school or whatever. Like,
So adjust my whole way of thinking of how drafts work.
So, think NBA. The only
No,
difference
I
would
got
argue with that.
exactly what he said, but it's like he's saying like instead of you not knowing who it is, like you get the chance to actually see who it is.
yeah,
But my argument is like, yeah, but it's different if I see that in 2019 we're drafting this player.
that's gonna be on a team in 2020.
Yeah, like it should that gap is the weird part to me.
Yeah,
All right, and my thing is, with the NBA, you could draft that player this year, and he can make an impact this year.
yeah. But I mean, I'm saying
It's a
if
different-
you're trading for a future first, like that's not
Yeah.
gonna be on your
Yeah.
team for 5 years. It's the same thing if you have them in the minors.
But
Fair
you
enough.
get to watch him. So I got it. John Wall, he sat down with The Athletic, and he had some interesting comments, namely about legacy versus rings. Eric, would you be John Wall for us?
Sure. Never will you hear. No, let me stop. Never will you hear me ask for a trade. The only way I'm going to get traded from DC is if they want to trade me themselves. And that's one thing I think the fans will appreciate. If they ever get to that point, I'm never one of those guys that wants to chase a ring or do those things. I've told people this before. You win a ring, nobody's going to talk about that years down the road.
Lies.
But if you build a legacy in a place, that's going to go on for a long time. I'd rather build my legacy here than get a ring.
Lies.
I want a ring for this city, trust me.
That's true.
It's great to have an NBA championship. I go back to Kentucky. I don't have a national championship, but my resume is bigger than anyone else that's been there since I left. That is not true.
That's not true. That's another lie. Like, nobody gives a fuck about the Kentucky team that was stacked that didn't win. They give a fuck about the Kentucky team that was stacked that did win. Oh, Wall went there. He was in the same draft class, and they had the same backcourt as Bledsoe and shit like that. Cool. They didn't
And
win
Boogie.
shit. And Boogie. They didn't win, though.
No.
They talk about the teams that did win with Davis. Like, come on, bro. Like, and then you go, easy money. Barkley. How many? I guarantee you, he had the same argument about Barkley too. He ain't
But-
got no rings, but he got a legacy.
I think
Fuck
that
outta
his,
here.
I think his difference is Barkley got traded. Like he didn't stay and build, and he wasn't in the same place for 15 years. Like Barkley
He was
bitched
ring
his
chasing.
way out of town. You know what I mean? Like so, like I get what he's saying. Like he's saying, like in the grand scheme of things, like the things that he does for the city, like it's gonna be bigger than basketball.
Similar to what Dame was saying about his time in Portland.
Yeah. Like it's like you're building a community. Like you're helping. Like you see these people day in day out. Like you're building real life relationships. Whereas like Kawhi just won a championship for Toronto and did. Like,
But they will forever remember Toronto's championship with Kawhi.
they will, but it's not going to be like the love for Kawhi like that. Like, he's saying, like, I mean something to these people because I'm in the community every day for 15 years or however long he winds up staying there. Like, he's saying, I built something here. Like, this is my legacy. Championship or not, like, you can't take that away from him.
I think that would be even more true if it was any other city than Toronto and any other player than Kawhi, because that whole season was kind of like magical for them. And I think he was the perfect guy to be the one to be a 1-year rental because he wasn't very emotive. It just kind of worked. But he got them a championship. Literally, he was hurt on the way there.
Yeah.
And
Like,
they ain't gonna
I think
win
that
for a long time. Like, I'm not saying that your point's invalid.
No. I mean, I think that works for him because he's just like, okay, whatever. I did my job and I'm gone.
And he's going to be loved forever in Toronto. He's going to always, like, when he left, they were kind of like, we get it. Thank you.
They get it, but like they also like it was a symbiotic relationship. Like you got something out of it, we got something out of it.
Oh, but
can
you know,
go
in
on
10,
your
15 years, people are going to tell their kids different stories, and it's going to be all love.
way. I don't know. Like
Again, you got him a chip.
I think it's more Kyle Lowry, Serge Ibaka, like the people that have been there for a minute. Like they're beloved. Like even DeMar DeRozan is probably more beloved in Toronto than Kawhi.
That's a good question.
What about here in Milwaukee with Lou Alcindor? Didn't he force his way out of Milwaukee?
And he had a bad relationship with the city, and like there's still people that aren't over it.
They
True,
are.
but it's a lot of people that still
But
talk
it's
about that
love now.
championship team. And he comes in, they cheer for him.
Now that's what I'm saying. Like
It's gonna happen. That was the saying,
but he was here for a minute. Like he wasn't just here for a blip and then left.
True, and also Kawhi didn't leave on a bad foot as did Kareem. So it's a little. I get your point, and it's valid because he's just saying like even Kareem, who left on a bad note, is loved now
because he got us a chip.
Like
they care about the chip still, no matter what you say.
But I mean, Marcus Johnson is loved now, and he didn't win a championship.
But
I
So
feel,
like I feel like time
I feel
just time just heals all wounds. But
It
like
does.
John Wall's kids were born while he's in Washington. Like he has a relationship with the city that's gonna go deeper. Like John McLaughlin, like yeah, he won a title, but like he's loved for reasons beyond basketball. Like you get to like the
Deeper.
third or fourth level before you even get to he was on the championship team. Like I think that's what John Wall's kind of getting at is like if you leave a lasting impact, like championship or not, like you're gonna get that love. John Stockton in Utah.
pretty
enough.
much if you do your job, love is gonna be love. Like if you got him a ring, they gonna love you. If you were the person who was there, like if Giannis plays his whole career out in Milwaukee, he's a legend in Milwaukee forever. Like it's gonna be people naming their kids Giannis. It's probably our people.
probably a couple people
It is.
already named
I think
Giannis.
they said
What
it's
the fuck?
up like 750%.
What the fuck?
I mean, like, because nobody was getting named Giannis before, but
That's crazy when you start a name. Like one thing, I have Jalen Rose. Like there were no Jalen's before Jalen Rose. Like that's one thing he
Everybody
always
named Mama was
reminds.
named Jalen.
It's a good name.
Even people Mama was named Jalen. Like damn, dog.
But yeah, man, it's gonna be love either way. So I get what John Wall is saying, and I think just do it the right way, and you're gonna get it. Pause.
I think overall, like, people kind of need to stop looking at it like championship or not, because it's like different people have different goals. They have different things that, like, make things worthwhile for them. So, like, for some people, it might be like, I just want to win a championship. Like, ring chasers, like, they just want a title. Like, it don't matter where it's at. They
That's
don't
their
have
happiness,
to have,
though.
right. Like, that's what they're playing the game for. And then other people are like, I want to score as many points as possible. You know what I mean? Like,
And that's
that's what
their thing.
they go for. Or, like, I want to be in a place that I want to go home and play and do all these things for the city. Regardless, like, different people have different things that would mark a success for them.
Right.
It's not necessarily a championship. Like, just because you ascribe more value to that doesn't mean that they have to, because they're the ones out there playing. Like for your job, like, some people come to work because they like the field. Some people come to work because it
It's a
pays them
check.
the most. Like, some people go to work because I ain't have anything better to do. Like, there are different things that.
Speaking of work, real quick, I have a performance review tomorrow. So if you're listening to
Oh,
this
good luck.
on Wednesday, and it's like before 11 a.m., woo, pray child. No, I'm playing. I should be okay. But no,
no,
for
like
real.
the prayer hands if you got an iPhone and you know some good
Yeah,
vibes.
send me
and
some
stuff.
send me some vibes, and if it's after 11, just be like, I hope it went well. Actually, don't say nothing because it might not. You know what? We're not going to just good stuff. Think good
Positive
things.
vibes.
Good things.
for the Millie.
Good things. WWE Summerslam. That's this weekend, y'all.
It is. I had the. I was watching Raw last night. Well, the end of it.
Okay.
I gotta watch SmackDown today.
I also got to watch. I hope Marquette's winning the
TBT?
throwback. Yeah, the throwback tournament. That game was cracking on Sunday. My God, Travis Diener.
Still got a... Never mind. I was going to say, still got a stroke.
Almost 40 years old.
Oh, wait, sorry. So I found the Giannis thing. So last year, the name Giannis increased by 135%, and is up 662% since 2016.
Goodness. Giannis.
Fewer than 5 newborns were named Giannis as recently as 2015. In 2018, there were 61, and only 5 of them were in Wisconsin.
I can see that being a worldwide thing.
There is U.S. only.
Huh.
Oh.
16 of them in the U.S.
61.
61.
Was California one of the bigger states?
It doesn't break it down that way.
I bet California was one. Anyways, SummerSlam this weekend, 6 p.m.
Fuck 'em.
WWE Network. If you actually just want to like watch a guaranteed good wrestling show, though, NXT the night before.
Man, they be putting on some fucking shows, though.
If you want to see good, like watch that.
Like, of all the things that I missed, the only thing that I missed from the WWE Network is takeovers.
Takeovers.
Do you want my password
You want to come over?
on Saturday?
Off air.
So yeah, SummerSlam Sunday. We're just gonna go through the matches real quick. If you got a comment on them, throw it out there. But at the very least, just say if you think it's gonna be a good match or not. Let's go through this card. Universal Championship. Brock Lesnar, who's the champ, against Seth Rollins, and he just keeps beating Seth Rollins up.
Beating the dog shit out of him.
Like Seth is hurt.
Hey, that ass whooping he took last week? I was like, man, I was sitting there screaming at the TV. Oh, shit!
And then he came back again this week with bandaged ribs, limping to the ring with a chair. Like, first of all, you too slow. Like, the chair ain't gonna help.
He big as a bitch, bro. Remember the chair shots he used to eat from the Hardy Boys? You seen this motherfucker get hit in the face with a chair. Why would you bring a chair in there? You just gonna eat it.
Okay. Not a fan of that match. WWE Championship. Kofi Kingston, who's the champ, against Randy Orton.
I think it'll be a good match. Randy can still wrestle. Kofi can still wrestle. I think they'll put on an entertainment match.
Randy Orton match has been boring since I came back to wrestling. That was like 2010.
That's a reach.
Because him and Seth Rollins match at WrestleMania was great.
Yes, it was.
That was
the outside WrestleMania.
That was damn near the match of the
That was
night.
a great match. Because
the ending was good.
No, the whole match.
The whole match was
great.
Good. That was when everybody thought Rollins was finna be the truth. Like,
I went back and watched that one a couple times. That was a great. I forgot about that one. That was a great.
That was
match.
probably his last great match, though.
I don't know about that.
Which one did he have after that?
I couldn't tell you
because it ain't memorable.
So, I remember that one till you said it though. If someone said another one, I might be like, "Yeah, that's it."
I've been watching.
Okay,
he ain't got it, boss.
So you said that might
but
be a
I
good
think it'll be a good match because he hasn't really wrestled lately, anyway.
He's been hurt. He has a neck injury. He shouldn't be wrestling.
He big as a bitch now, though.
He shouldn't be wrestling. I just remembered that. Go sit down somewhere, Randy.
I think he's trying to catch Flair.
He shouldn't be. Your neck. You shouldn't be.
Was he like a 14 or 15 time? I think Cena's 15, or no, Cena tied him at 16.
I don't care. When it's a neck injury, you shouldn't be wrestling.
Kurt Angle
shouldn't have been wrestling.
He got choked out.
Do you see Kurt Angle now?
He got choked out.
He
on Monday.
can't even move his neck. He got to move his whole upper body.
That's why he got choked out. He couldn't see coming.
Some wrestling.
Sorry.
Broken neck. All right. Raw Women's Championship. Becky Lynch, who's the champ, against Natalya.
It's a submission match. Meh.
It might be good.
We'll see.
SmackDown Women's Champion. Oh, go ahead.
Scanning this card and like none of this shit stands out to me. Like, okay, there's one.
Bayley Ember Moon, I think is gonna be great.
There's one match on here that's interesting to me.
When we get to it, you call it out.
Okay. Bayley or Ember Moon?
Yeah.
Bayley, Ember Moon.
I think Becky Lynch and Natalya is going to be a good match, by the way. SmackDown Women's Championship. You said yes or no?
Yes.
Bayley
versus Ember Moon. Yeah,
that should be a good show.
Good match.
A good match, I should say. United States Championship. You got AJ Styles, who's the champ, against
Ricochet.
Yeah,
I fuck with
this is the match.
That's gonna be a good match.
And like I know she said they've been fighting like for the last couple months, but I haven't seen any of them. So like everything's new to me.
If you can find it, catch their their second match for AJ Styles title. Bruh, it's a good fucking match. That was the best match to me that they've had so far.
Then you got Kevin Owens against Shane McMahon, and if Kevin Owens loses, he quits.
What is Shane falling through this time?
Something.
Is he going through the Titantron this
Well,
time?
I forgot to say, Seth Rollins guaranteed that he was going to win on Sunday.
He was so disheartened when he said that. I'm here. That's all I got. I guarantee I'll win on Sunday.
No, he had came back. It was the passion, but it was tired passion. Pause.
Fuck that.
Anyways,
Oh shit! Sorry.
you got Finn versus Bray.
That's gonna be a good match. Oh, Demon Finn probably gonna
It's
come out
not
too.
Demon Finn. It's
Man,
regular
well then
Finn.
fuck him.
Finn's going to lose.
The Fiend is...
Because Bray's all new with the weird Joker mask thingamajig that kind of does freak me
He
out.
took the mandible claw from Mankind. That's his move right now.
Cool.
Smart.
It fits him.
You got The Miz against Dolph Ziggler.
No, it ain't.
Oh, you right. Because out of nowhere on Raw last night, Goldberg comes out during the contract signing. I was in the bedroom about to go to sleep, and Norman was still watching wrestling. The mayor. Shout out to the mayor. And I'm in bed, and I hear the start of Goldberg's music, and I was sitting there like, I can't be hearing what I'm hearing. 'Cause that doesn't make any sense. And then I literally just said, is that Goldberg? And he was like, yep.
They making sure that these motherfuckers get their redemption matches.
So I had to watch. Goldberg signed the contract instead of Miz, so it's going to be Dolph Ziggler against Goldberg.
Oh, we thought it was going to be Shawn Michaels
We did.
for a minute. Because he super kicked the shit out of Shawn. Then Shawn turned around and kicked the snot out that motherfucker. Like, he kicked the ponytail off of Dolph, dog.
But we're going to see Goldberg fight.
They got to make up for that bullshit him and Taker did. Taker had a
That's
match with Roman
right.
Reigns.
I was gonna say that's smart. Like
Why did they put it like... at least to be-
Ziggler's going to put him
right,
on.
Ziggler.
Ziggler's going to do a good job, but a one-on-one match probably wasn't the best. If you wanted to make Goldberg look the best you could. Actually,
I mean,
Goldberg
it's
don't
gonna be
team
a
with
short
nobody.
match anyway
Because it's Goldberg.
Because it gotta be, but like that makes it more not believable, but it makes it more believable.
'Cause
Like
Dolph
big ass
Ziggler be
Goldberg
jumping.
and
Little ass Ziggler.
they ain't gonna hurt
sells the fuck
Ziggler
out
because
of
nobody really cares anyway.
What would be funny is if they had like Dolph running the whole pay-per-view, like trying to avoid it, but then he had to come out. If they're going to make it a squash match, like make it an entertaining one. And then you have Charlotte Flair against Trish Stratus.
Who cares?
I want to see that too. I think Trish still got.
You just want to see Trish.
Trish still fine too.
Yeah,
She's still fine.
I think she looked better when... Never mind.
just plasticky.
A little too much work. She passed the... You know what? I'm not going
tipping
to...
point.
I'm not even going to put down this woman. You know what, Trish?
I was gonna say, she
Boo.
was a fitness,
You got
instructor.
what you wanted.
That was their gimmick.
You rock it.
She was doing yoga for real when she left.
Well, yeah.
You rock it, girl. If you like it, I love it. We do want to say, though, speaking of love, rest in peace to Harley Race. He was 76 years old when he passed. He's been unhealthy for a little while, from what I could gather. And the wrestling community poured their hearts out to him. So rest in peace, Harley.
Make sure ain't no pronos popping up on him.
What you trying to do? NBA schedule leaks. I didn't even want to hear the answer to the question. I just wanted to, keep it rolling. They released the Christmas Day slate. It came out, and honestly, I think ours were better.
Yeah.
It's funny that we did that and they turned around and released it right after we did our list.
I think ours were better, but
Listening.
they had to be.
always listening. At least shoot us some credit or some goddamn motherfuckers.
So what they went with on Christmas Day is Lakers Clippers.
Which everybody
called
Everybody called that one. Milwaukee at Philly.
Not
Everybody.
at Philly, but we call it that match.
I have a problem with the fact that this game is in Philly.
Yeah.
We have the reigning MVP for Christ. Like, my
We went
God.
further
The
than them in
best
the playoffs,
returning team in the East.
And we're not at home on Christmas? Do y'all not believe in Milwaukee at Christmas time? Because let me tell you
It's beautiful
something.
here.
That's
Actually.
instant.
No, not even beauty. But if you get our fans at a game on a holiday, whoo,
Cracking.
the whole city will be buzzing on Christmas. Snow, it don't matter.
Open these presents, get your shit on, let's go.
Exactly.
You know what?
Exactly.
I'm going to read this charitably. They want it to be an actual game, so they have to stick Philly at home, because otherwise, who wants to see a blowout on Christmas?
We do.
I know, but I'm saying, like, a national audience, who wants to see a blowout on Christmas? Like, they want to see a good game, back and forth.
Then y'all shouldn't have gave us Philly.
They kept dragging New York punk ass back in the motherfucking Christmas games.
But they ain't in there this year. You also have New Orleans at Denver.
They are pushing the hell out of Zion.
Yes, they are. To the moon.
To be honest with you, they were my backup. What's the name last week?
Teams.
Yeah, because I said Denver should either go against Utah or I had New Orleans, and I scratched New Orleans out and put Utah. I think it'd be a good game.
I think if you wanted to see Zion, we could have had it a better. Like if Toronto had to play because they're the champions, like send Zion to Toronto. But no,
it's a good team around them, though. I think it'll be a really entertaining game.
I'm sure it will be. I'm gonna watch all 5 of these.
I'm assuming this is gonna be the last game of the night
for Zion.
I mean, I'm just saying because it's a Western Conference game, like more likely.
Either of them are. We also have Houston and Golden State,
but I feel like they'll want that closer to prime time.
That's true too. And then you also have Boston and Toronto, which
I feel like somebody had that on the list. Was it Ken? When he's like, I don't know.
He had something that was.
It was Toronto, Brooklyn, maybe.
It was something.
It was Toronto, somebody. I don't know.
They really should have gave us Boston, Brooklyn, though.
No, I don't want to see Kyrie get booed on Christmas.
I would.
It would have been an entertaining game because right now they probably even.
It would have been must see
paper.
TV, especially if that's the first time you Anyways,
because Jaylen Brown will get his shit off this year.
The Christmas Day games or whatever. Like they're all for the most part pretty marquee teams. Like there aren't really any big teams that were left off. Like I guess Utah, but I do have a problem with opening night though.
Go ahead, tell them what it is.
First of all, Lakers and Clippers. I said last week, the first time that they meet should be on Christmas.
Save that match for later.
Save that matchup. Like, let them get into it. Let the teams get rolling. Also, like, Paul George probably won't be ready for the start of the season.
They gotta make sure LA gets the upper hand to create the story and the narrative of the season.
I'm just saying, like, there were better opportunities.
Give them a one-up.
Like, if anything, like, if you're gonna have Toronto play and the Clippers, like, just make it that game so that then Kawhi can be there for ring night.
Yeah. That makes so much more sense.
But again, like I said, the games are Lakers, Clippers, and Toronto, New Orleans. So again, they're pushing the hell out of Zion.
Christmas and opening night.
But Giannis can't get an opening game. All right.
Giannis can't even play at home on Christmas.
That's crazy.
What a world.
If anything, like give us New Orleans, Milwaukee.
Ooh. You know what?
Oh, Giannis go dunk on Zion, bro.
This might be something I should say off the air, but I would love to go to New Orleans this season for the Bucks game.
That would be lit.
When is it?
We don't know.
The schedule ain't out.
I'm just saying, cause I want to go to an away game.
Wait, that Paris game, is that against the Pelicans?
No, the Hornets.
That's against the Hornets, yeah.
I've been looking at them flight prices.
They went up?
Yeah, a little bit. Like they were in the 400s.
You got your Dude, I'm gonna be in Paris.
Paris.
But
I should go there with Pierre.
Oh Lord. Any other schedule
Bonjour, mon ami.
takes before he go all the way off the rails?
Okay.
No, madame.
The BIG3 League.
Hey, I have fun.
They rolled through Milwaukee this past weekend.
They did. Mind if I take it from you?
I just want to real quick. Y'all know how long Tim been talking about getting media credentials for the BIG3? Like, since we started. Like, they started when we started, and he was like, we should be they official, they stuff.
They podcast, they ambassadors, they liaisons.
And this year, BIG3 came to Milwaukee, and guess who got media credentials?
Your boy! Hey! It was fun, though. I'm going to tell you this.
Let me set you up.
You take a sip of your water.
Yeah, right. Let me set you up. Hold on, time out.
No, I'm saying because he rushed into it
She had to
before.
draw the play up.
He rushed into it before he didn't let me work.
For sure.
And I had it for you.
And then you took another sip.
It's your turn to talk. What you talking about me for?
How was you setting me up then?
I said I set you up initially.
Oh.
But you were trying to cut me off because you're like, can I take it from here now? And I'm like, let me talk first.
Oh, for sure.
Jeez.
Anywho.
It's okay.
So the BIG3 was here. And I did end up securing some media some media credentials and stuff like that. It was actually a great fucking time. It was a learning experience. So I made sure to tell people while I was there, like, listen, this is the first time I'm here doing this shit, so I may need a little bit of help. Just like point me in the right direction and stuff. And honestly, I came in through like a back entrance off of 6th Street. Came through, got the little sticker, the media pass sticker and stuff like that. They took it. We had a catering room where they had like chefs and shit. Then it was the media work room, and then there was the press conference room.
Right.
So pretty much how it worked, We came out the media room. We could go in the catering room where they have the athletes in there. So like it was Jason Terry then was in there, Larry Sanders them, stuff like that. I didn't know until I was about to leave that I could actually walk in there. I thought it was just for family, and because they had, each wall they had what media access allowed you in there. I didn't see media until somebody was like, "Oh, you can just walk in there." I was like, I didn't fucking know that. Otherwise, I'd have got some pictures and shit like that. I was also told that you're not supposed to be fan-like, so I didn't really take too many pictures.
As you should.
Motherfuckers was out there taking plenty pictures and shit. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? But
they
again,
played you.
It was my very first time.
Right.
It was a learning experience.
Yeah, you couldn't be doing all that.
I was trying to make sure I wouldn't get kicked the fuck out.
They probably had relationships with those people.
Right. It was a lot of people that's been there before. They're like, oh, hey. Reggie Brown was all up and through that motherfucker. But,
sweet as butter brown.
So it was, but yeah, so what they end up doing is when we leave out the media room, we walk down the hall. Down the hall, we have to walk past the players. So Jason Terry, actually, I was like, oh, hey, Mr. Terry, how you doing? He came over. He's like, oh, what's going on, buddy? How you doing today? I was like, I'm good. How you doing? I'm fine. I'm trying not to nerd out and geek out and fan out and shit. I saw Larry Sanders. I was like, oh, whatever. But it was cool. It was fun. It was real fun. Rashard Lewis was the very first person I seen. That motherfucker was the size of the ceiling. I was like, Jesus Christ, you big as a bitch. Like, he was tall as shit. He like 6'10"? Something like that.
That's what he listed.
Man, motherfucker be 7 feet. There really ain't no difference between 7 feet and 6'10". I ain't gonna lie to you.
I mean, from your vantage
From
point.
yeah.
Same. Same goddamn same.
For you, for sure.
For y'all too. Y'all look up that motherfucker, it's the same thing. Y'all still looking up too. But no, so after we left out of the media room, they took us through like this back elevator and we went through the press boxes. So we could have our own setup there, laptop, shit like that, little TVs and shit like that. It was a cool setup. So, but how they had it working is after each game, we had a press conference. So they kind of gave us a little sheet of a rundown what each team doing this season, the storylines and shit like that, so you could come up with questions and stuff. First game was the Aliens versus Three's Company. Aliens been on a losing streak. Three's Company been on a winning streak. Just so having they flip-flop. Greg Oden was getting his shit off. Yeah. He was balling. I was like, Greg looked actually pretty good. And Brandon Rush had 5 threes. I was like, he was hot as a bitch. But that was cool. That was cool. And then they came down. So Brandon Rush, Greg Oden didn't come in there. Larry Sanders didn't come in there. I'm not Larry Sanders. Shannon Brown came in. Brandon Rush came in. And who was the third person? The coach came in.
Was it Ryan Hollins? Or did he duck that smoke?
Fuck no, it wasn't no Ryan Hollins. He didn't even play.
How you getting DMPs in the wash league?
I was like, dog, what the fuck? But Ryan
and then talking about the goddamn MVP.
But I was like, okay, so Ryan
of the real league, motherfucker.
Right.
That's why you got booed.
But it was a good game. Like I said, the Aliens won. Game number 2 was cracking.
That was the best game.
Cracking. Motherfucking Triplets has been on a roll this season. They was only like 5-1 going into the game. They ended up winning the game. Joe Johnson is just like...
I told you.
As of right now...
I told you.
When they gave us the paper, this motherfucker's averaging like 24 points a game.
I told you.
It's only 50 to win. He's averaging 24. The man had 26 that game.
Ray did.
No bullshit. So pretty much as the game ends, they be like, oh, game point when it gets down to 4 points. And so at that point, I was working with some ladies who work for Fox Sports and CBS. It was like, at this point, that's when you start making your way downstairs so we can get down there and make sure we can get our one-on-ones and get the meeting. So game 2 going, and I'm watching them, they coming back, and she was like, okay. They was like, game point. I was like, okay. They was down by like 6 at that point. And then she was like, oh, we should go downstairs. I was like, no, just chill. I was like, something weird might happen. I was like, let's feel it. I was like, they hooping. And she was like, you sure? I was like, trust me on this. I feel like they hooping.
They was down more than 6.
They was down by 12 at one point.
Yeah.
But I think it was like it was like 42-28 or some shit like that. Like they was busting their ass. Joe Johnson doing one-handed layups on shit. I'm like, bro, he was busting their ass. So at the end of the game, Allen Anderson was actually hitting some clutch threes for him too. And fucking Jamarian Moon.
Yeah.
I was since when he can shoot. Like, he was knocking him down. He had a big 3 and he had a 2. Yeah. But then all of a sudden the last play of the game come. I don't know how what was his name? Mustafa?
No, you talking about Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf.
Yeah, Abdul-Rauf. Rauf. I don't know how he got switched on to Joe, but as soon as he got switched, I was like, oh, it's a mismatch, bro. So Joe goes to key. Jamario Moon was on the left. He's like, move, bro. Move. He went to the other side. Motherfucker looked at him, leaned back, fade away for the winner.
A step back.
As he threw it up, I was like, bang on him. Motherfucker smacked that. The stadium was lit, dog. Lit. And the lady that I was working with, she was just like, you would think that he was from here the way y'all acted. I was like, no, we fuck with good play, bro. Yeah. I was like, and it's ISO Joe. Like, he getting this shit off. He won them that damn game, so they won 50-48. So, of course, the winning team always comes down to the press conferences. Mm-hmm. So, the winning team, they brought down Joe Johnson, Al Jefferson, and Allen Anderson. So, I ended up getting my question. So, I'm going to play it here. Because I was going to post it, but I was like, it'd be good content for the show and shit.
I hear you. Good idea.
So, Timothy with Technical Foul Podcast. With this win, I know you guys still have to wait one more. You need a little bit of help to clinch the playoff spot, but it don't look like nobody can stop y'all right now. Do you have any team out there do you think that can give y'all an issue? Because I don't.
We respect every single team we face, and any team can be beaten on any given evening, night, afternoon, and we know that. We would never dismiss any team and say that we could win it or that they could beat us. But what we do know is that we feel confident in what our game plan is, the players that we have, and the togetherness that we have. Our team chemistry is outstanding. And I do believe from my experience in winning championships that this type of team chemistry is definitely what it takes to win.
So I was kind of happy. Because I didn't act shit the first time, bro.
You tried to set him up.
But, I mean, at the end of the day, I asked them, I was like, was that a bad question? Because the way she answered it, I thought that she was kind of like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. But they was like, no, that actually was a perfect question. Like, that was an absolutely fantastic question to answer because, I mean, that is something to ask. They are in their first season. She is Lisa Leslie. Love her. Lisa Leslie is in her first season coaching them. And they're number one in the league right now. So even with them being down by 12, 13 points, they hit this forward, win the game. It is a valid question. And so they was like, it was a good question. So I didn't feel as bad about it. But I did try to ask her for a one-on-one after the fact. So we walking out. I was like, hey, Coach, can I get a one-on-one with you? She was like, everything you wanted to ask me, you should ask me in there. She's like, I got to go. But she did it nice. But she was like, you should have asked me in there. I was like, I thought I could get a one-on-one with you. She was like, I got to get ready to go. She was like, maybe next time. I was like, okay. All right. But it was cool, man. It was definitely dope. And then
make sure you say your full name next time.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they said what I should have said. Well, what I should say is my publication. And you can say whatever your first name is. But make sure you get your publication out there so they know who you're with.
I got you.
So I was like, okay.
So if someone was there, they should say Technical Foul
Podcast.
Okay, yeah.
And then like, hey, my name is so and so with Technical Foul Podcast, or it was like, hey, I'm Sarah from the CBS Sports.
I got
Stuff like that. So they don't really give a fuck about your name.
They care about the publication.
But I had a peach shirt on. So game 3 was the Trilogy versus the Ball Hawks. It was Jason Terry, Kenyon Martin team. The reason why I say that, because again, when I was walking past Jason Terry, it was like, oh, hey, Mr. Terry, hey, what's going on? Got him with the young blood, how you doing type shit. And he's taller than I thought he was.
Everybody's going to be taller than you.
Oh, man. We've been here before.
But,
thank you.
I had a peach shirt on, so literally, Ball Hogs was, for some reason, in this game, because they haven't really been in no games all season, really.
They hadn't won a game at all.
No, and they were sticking around, so everybody's kind of like, this is kind of weird. Like, they end the game with 24 points. How the fuck they leading at halftime?
Who's on that team?
Brian Scalabrine.
Say less.
Yeah. It's his squad. But
like
if that's where you start, like that's the end.
Yeah. And so when the Trilogy came in, Kenyon Martin came in with Smarto Samuels. Mm-hmm. He was shooting threes and shit. So I asked him a question. That was the first question. I was like, since when could you shoot? I was like, you must have been working on your three or something like that, because nobody's known you to be a shooter.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, yeah, I was overseas, I've been working on my game this off season. I've been making sure that, I can bring more versatility to what I am. He's like, because now the big men need to be able to step out, stuff like that. So another good question. It's another good question. But the whole time, immediately when Kenyon Martin walked in, he just kind of like eyeballing me. Because I was sitting in the second row, but I had this peach shirt on and I had my glasses. So I was just looking. And I could just see him, like, he talk, and he'll look, and he just stare at me. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I don't know if it's his shirt or something. I'm like, but he was not, like, he just kept kind of eyeballing me. And I thought it was hilarious.
Were you the only black dude in the room?
No. So there was another.
I was just thinking, like, maybe.
No, it was another publication from here. With Marquette High School apparently has like a communications program that they bring students in to get them to. So I guess they was at the BIG3 tournament that was here, and then so they had the Olympic tryout thing, the Red Bull 3-on-3 tryout for the Olympic team. That was here. And he was like, it wasn't that many people that showed up. I was like, everybody be talking about they be hooping here. He was like, yeah, that's what I said too. He's like, but it wasn't that many people that showed up. I was like, huh. Like maybe people didn't know about it, but I seen it all over social media like a mug. Anyways, no, it was.
Wait, what your peach shirt got to do with Kenyon Martin?
Because I was sitting in the second row when nobody in front of me. Like, I was bright. Like I was the brightest person in the room, easily.
I thought you were gonna say like he made a comment about it, or
it was supposed to be business casual. I was the only one in there with slacks and a polo. Everybody else had like the Nikes on. I'm like, bro, I thought it was like business casual. I was like, you know what? Learning experience.
It's the Big 3 fan.
Yeah, but still, learning experience. I was like, I remember. In the future.
Should have tried to get an interview with Ice Cube.
I did, but because he was right across the hall from us, but he was never in there. And they was like, so she told me, she was like, the best way to do this is to kind of just randomly act like you lost. She was like, just act
you
like you lost.
You would be great at that.
And that's what she said. She was like, you ain't never been down here before, so it's valid. You're media. You're not. You could be from here, but you just telling me it's your first time. Like, I don't know which room I'm supposed to be in because he literally was across the hall from us. And I was like, I'm really trying to get to see Cube. I got some things to ask him. I had a dream about him the night before. Pause. Not like that. I had a dream. I was trying to tell him about our show, and then he was trying to kick me out. So I was like...
So that dream was in your head when you actually got there.
Yeah. So I was like, hey,
it's
I already went through this in my dreams.
You already knew what you were going to do.
Yeah. I already know what you're going to say. You know, everything. I was like, I already got the rebuttal already.
That was God giving you a vision. Like, don't do this. Do not do this, please.
But I didn't get a chance to see him, though. But it was, like I said, it was dope. And I'm definitely going to be busting my ass to try to get some more. Like...
Pause.
Packers. Hard pause. But
I hear you.
I'm like, it was dope.
I hear you. I'm proud of you, dude.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still the case because they might have cracked down on it. But I know a couple years ago I went to a Bucks game and like that entire like media section was basically all like blogs. I'm like, they really don't have that high of a threshold like for media, quote unquote.
So a tip
off air.
Okay.
Off air.
Fair enough.
Look into some NFL transactions. There's only one.
Do we have to?
Yep. Tom Brady got the bag. 2 years, $70 million. He turned 42 on Saturday, by the way.
And then he put his house up for sale.
Hey,
he probably got like 4 of them.
Yeah. $40 million.
He might have got a bigger one. Now that he got a check.
He's still
underpaid.
He still isn't the breadwinner in his family.
Exactly.
That's wild. That is wild.
And he's star NFL player. Good for you, Tom. The way he passed that ball, he's just so quick to get out of his hand.
Because he don't want to... Bro.
He going to be playing. He going to be all right. NBA transactions. Golden State, they extended Draymond Green. He agreed to a $100 million 4-year maximum contract extension.
Not a max.
That's why I was like, that's not, because he can actually get like 200 something in the offseason. But he got extended. 4 years, $100 million.
I mean, that's smart because he wasn't getting like a max deal next year anyway. Like,
yeah,
nobody got the money.
They were like, oh, he left X amount of dollars on the table.
He knew he had it good where he was at.
Right, like that's about the top end of, and he locks it in now. So,
and he has a player option too,
and he's probably on his decline. So,
take the bag,
take the money while it's available.
So this brings his total deal to 5 years, $118 million. So we got they got their core locked. Draymond, Steph, Clay, and D'Angelo, if you believe it. I don't.
Do you don't think he gonna stay there the whole season?
No. If Clay comes and Clay's talking about like our dynasty ain't over and I'm gonna come back stronger and better, and I believe him because he's a machine. Like he's weird.
I mean, honestly, like Jabari came back more athletic from his ACL, so
put some spring in his knees.
Where did he go? Who signed him?
ATL.
Oh, that's right.
Lance Stevenson, he signed in China. Dang, that was my Vince Carter segue right there. I missed it. But yeah, Lance, he in China. 1 year, $4 million. from blowing in ears to China. And Vince Carter, he's going to return for his record-setting 22nd NBA season after signing with Atlanta for what will most likely be his final season, according to him. If he plays a game in 2020, which I'm sure he will, he'll be the first to ever play in 4 different decades. He's actually older than Trae Young's dad, so he's older than his teammate's dad. He's going past Dirk, Kobe, Kevin Willis, and Robert Parrish for the most NBA seasons played for one team.
Not for one team.
Or played, period. My fault. I'm adding words that ain't there, looking for the aux cord.
You being a Tim.
I am. I'm doing too much.
Oh, there you go.
It's time to go to the radio.
Red Joe.
Now, if you're new here, the radio segment is where we highlight an artist that is an athlete. Because it's interesting to us that athletes, dabble in music so much. So we made it into a segment that we do every week. It's a radio station. Right now, you're going to go backstage into our production meeting as I talk to the gentleman about what we're going to be playing.
I shot another shot on Twitter, by the way.
At who?
I know you seen it.
At who?
No, I just put it out there that we be doing this segment.
I didn't.
And then I added John Cena and Dame and Marvin Bagley and Tony Parker and I put Macho Man on there.
What?
I said in the late great.
Oh, I was about to
Macho
say.
Man
I thought you were
Randy
talking about you were tagging people. I'm like, you can't
But
tag.
I tagged all the
Macho.
other ones. I couldn't tag Macho Man.
That's why I was confused.
I know.
This is a conversation we
It's
shouldn't
okay.
be having.
I just told him, hey, if y'all got fire, let us know. Because we featured Bobby Fino. Dog, I listened to his EP.
It's good.
That motherfucker's nice.
It's
I picked the wrong song. But I listened to that song again. I actually like it more. I fucked
I
with
liked
it.
it. I played it.
I fucked
you
with it.
kept snaring drum over and then
Man,
you
that
couldn't even hear it.
motherfucking snare, though. I liked it.
This week is going to be a song by Jewelz. Do you know who that is?
I did. No.
This is something that got me in trouble, too.
So, you know who Jewelz is, eh?
No, I don't.
Should we? No, we have to tell
No,
him.
we don't talk. No, don't, let him guess after it's over.
Okay. So, we are
So
going to...
I'm winging this intro then.
I will tell you this. It's a rap song.
Okay.
Bars.
I mean, it's called 40 bars.
Also, actually, I'll say that after. So,
Bars.
now that you don't know
By
who this
Jewelz.
is, by Jewelz.
Not Jewelz.
No,
No,
Jewelz.
It's spelled Jewelz, but you know. It's Jewelz.
Hey, that's how he spelled his name.
I mean, neither. Never mind. Go on.
Yeah, I get it.
It's not a word either way, so it could be spelled how it wants.
Do you
I
want-
mean Santana though.
Do you want the song to start before you go, or do you want me to play it after you cue me in?
It's 40 bars, so he gonna try to get his shit off. So I'll do it beforehand.
Okay. Let's count you down. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
WTECK Radio 69.9 with 69 is fine. It's your boy TIMKINZ, the number 3 DJ, such and such. We got Jewelz. No, we got Jewelz. 40 balls. Give it to him.
For the year 2G, the rap game changed for one name. Jewelz name is slain, anything on this plane. Remains are found when the best kept secret get heated. You went platinum with a ghostwriter, so in the game you won, you cheated. My slang bang when you need it. Man enough to pull a gun, be man enough to squeeze it. Damn if you don't believe it. Anything to do with millions, I'ma be with it. Hats off to the hardcore niggas, fuck the rest. For my guess, y'all useless, just talking music. Never mistake me for a fake MC, you got the wrong identity. Nigga, I'm CT. Get murdered in a second and first degree. Come at me with faggot tendencies, you be sleeping with a maggot beat. Ain't nothing kinda used to beef actually, but when it's on, I raise first automatically. Won't catch me as a victim in a rap casualty. Dynasty Raiders hit VA in the summertime. 10 Bentleys in one line, gas in each hand, twin 4-5s in mine. Snipers hitting niggas long distance for a rape. Sons and daughters, one order, you be floating in water. Bad news, home of the Dynasty Raiders. One love to the old school niggas dead in jail that tried to raise us. Even the ones that tried to blaze us but couldn't even graze us. So So them bitch ass niggas y'all killing don't amaze.
Hey yo, it's my nigga Jewelz representing bad news. Hey yo, my homie, set that shit.
Everybody stay fly, get money, killing, fuck bitches. I'm hitting anything in plain view for my riches. BA's finest filling up ditches when niggas turn bitches. Dying for 0 digits, I'm a giant, y'all midgets. I know killers that kill for a fee that'll kill your ass for free. Believe me, how you want it, die fast or slowly. Fast as a roach, slow as a roly-poly. I bought your shit, it was weak, trashed it, now you owe me. All the hardcore niggas know me. I ain't knocking, I'm just gon' bust up in a motherfucker. Taking anything that's rightfully mine. Plus AK rifles and nines. But see crew thick designs with jewels that shine all the time. Ain't nothing sweet about this rate of mistake. I got niggas where you eat shit, sleep and beat your meat. Die reaching for heat, leave you leaking in the streets. Niggas screaming he was a good boy ever since he was born. But fuck it, he gone, life must go on. Niggas don't live that long.
You have any idea who this is?
No idea. Dead wrong on this song.
None whatsoever.
This type of murder
Because it sounds just like him.
Exactly.
Like he just talking.
He definitely just talking because goddamn. Wow. That's even funnier.
I'm surprised you don't remember the music from the commercial.
In case you don't know, it's Allen Iverson, everybody. It is Allen Iverson. It is the answer. If you're from Milwaukee, you
I ain't
probably
asked that
call
question.
him Bo.
That's funny.
But yeah.
That's funny.
That was garbage.
That's funny.
Man.
Bars.
David Stern heard that and was like,
No.
never. How dare you besmirch the name of the NBA by trying to put this out?
Nah.
That album
Was that
never
before or
came out.
after the MVP?
This was like,
After.
I know his profile was so huge that David Stern was like, this cannot happen.
Right.
Like, you
I wanna
got
say
too
it was
many
like
kids
right
loving
after.
you.
Yeah.
Finna have my here.
The album got canceled. It never came out. And recently, Allen Iverson said that was one of the best things that ever happened was that album didn't come out.
Yeah, no shit.
Damn, he sounded like Ray Nitty when I asked him about, eat you out. You nasty.
He definitely walked up to Ray. If you're from Milwaukee, that will make you laugh. He walked up to Ray Nitty, who is a whole different dude now than he was when he
Completely
made
different.
Bow
Hey,
and
shout
You
out to
Nasty.
Ray.
For sure.
And you walked up to that man and said, what?
Well, I was like, damn, dog, I really used to like, that one song, girl, I'm hungry as hell, I want to eat. I was like, damn, I'm mad that never blew up, bro. That shit was cold, too. He was like, I'm glad that shit didn't blow up. He was like, I'm good. I'm glad that didn't happen, bro. He was like, I'm completely different now than I was then. That was kind of wild, but, all right. And just walked off on you. He was like, damn, for sure.
Let's talk money real quick. So apparently, some people say money ain't everything. Some other people will disagree. Jeremy Lin and David Griffin both made comments about their overall unhappiness, even though some could say they had an argue of riches. Jeremy Lin said, actually, I don't feel like reading Jeremy Lin part. Who want to read Jeremy Lin
I'll
part?
read it real quick.
All right. I don't
Lin.
feel like reading, period.
That.
You can be Griffin.
Every year it gets harder. In English, there's a saying, and it says, once you hit rock bottom, the only way is up. But rock bottom just seems to keep getting more and more rock bottom for me. So free agency has been tough because I feel like in some ways the NBA is kind of giving up on me. After the season I had, get ready for this Asia trip, and it was the last thing I wanted to do because I knew for 6 weeks I would have to just put on a smile. I would have to talk about a championship that I didn't feel like I really earned. I would have to talk about a basketball future I don't know if I want to have. And honestly, it's just embarrassing. It's tough. I'm here to just tell you, don't give up. For those of you who are working hard but you don't see results, don't give up.
And David Griffin?
Everything we did was so inorganic and unsustainable, and frankly not fun. I was miserable. Literally, the moment we won the championship, I knew I was going to leave. There was no way I was going to stay for any amount of money.
So 2 different situations, but both unhappy in their situations. Both have received some criticism for their comments. Jeremy Lin pretty much said, I think there's power in vulnerability, so I'm not upset that I said anything at all. David Griffin called LeBron and said, hey, bro.
I wasn't talking about you.
Look, we good.
Right.
It was you and Dan that had the problem. Dan made my job hard, not you. They misquoted me.
Even though you said LeBron.
And
you blatantly said LeBron.
And apparently LeBron's camp said, well, say what you just told me publicly.
So he had to go on TV.
So he cleared that up.
On TV.
Because, when LeBron tells you to do something, you do it.
And I mean, like, I think that if you can compare it to like a real life workplace, like you can not enjoy, like you can be successful and not enjoy like the process of getting there.
Yeah.
And it's like if you have people that not necessarily them, but like the way that they're reacted to is like they get all the credit but none of the blame. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean that you have a personal problem with that person. You just have a problem with
the situation,
right? And you can be unhappy even though you're quote unquote successful because
doing better than many others,
right? And it's kind of like a process over results type of thing.
And I mean, it's got to be rough for Jeremy too. He's been on 8 teams in 9 years.
Yeah,
that's a lot of moving.
It is. I mean, he got
and a lot of injuries.
Atlanta. I mean, from the Nets before he got traded to Atlanta. But then Atlanta still bought him out, so he still got that money for the most part.
No, he's made. I think it's like over $50 million in his career, like basketball.
For the role of player that he is and the career that he has had, like he has had like a top 1% of like his outcome. Like you know what I mean? Like his career could not have gone better aside from like maybe the injury that he had when he was in Brooklyn. Like other than that, like he has maximized like whatever little potential he had to be in the NBA. So like I guess that I get where he's coming from because it's all about perspective. Like it's like you're the one that has to live through that situation and like maybe it's not how you envision things playing out. But also you need to have the perspective that rock bottom for you is way different from
rock bottom from
regular ass people on the street or even your peers like that have had like really shitty careers that haven't been in the right
most people
situation.
With his talent level don't even last that long.
No. And he's had like a 10-year NBA career.
Yeah.
So like I'm not gonna say be grateful, but appreciate what you have and don't look at what you don't have because again, you just won a championship. And I get it, you don't feel
and I can completely understand somebody who like for him he had a whole different vision of how this would all go. Mm-hmm. I can understand why he feels that way because his reality was shattered.
Right.
To us, we're like, dog, you cleaned up.
Right.
So I can get it, but like you said though, he doesn't seem to have a perspective over the situation that
I think
still did well.
He was still trying to recapture the insanity. And he knew where he can go with it.
He can't after his injuries. The little athleticism he had went out the window.
And it's not even like he's been out of the league for like 2 or 3 years and he's been fighting and crawling. Like he was just on a team 2 months ago.
He's had
like,
chances.
You can still like if you gonna grind like if you were in a position where it's like I've exhausted every opportunity, like I've done tryouts, like I've been willing to work out for people, I've been willing to do X, Y, and Z to prove that I really want to be in the NBA.
Even
like,
dude who got called up for the Lakers, who's been in a G League for like forever.
Right. Like you got to show that you're like kind of like Melo. Like you kind of need to humble yourself. Like you're not the player that you were 5 years ago, so you need to adjust to your new reality. And it's like you have to go out and show that you're willing to accept what you think is beneath you if you want to
get
ahead or you just cut your losses, be like, okay, I had a good run and it's over.
Well,
like
the only reason why I don't necessarily agree with that is because as of February he was a wanted commodity when Atlanta bought him out. There were people jockeying for Jeremy Lin. He signed with Toronto because Van Vliet got hurt. They were going to give him the opportunity to run it. His first night, I think he dropped 20 points with Toronto. So he was wanted. He went to Toronto because he said he felt like they actually really wanted him. So once the season ends, he's felt like, okay, Van Vliet came back. He's my competition. No time in the rotation in the playoffs. So therefore, he felt like he didn't do anything in the playoffs. But I went to a team that expressed that they really wanted me. They told me they want me to come over here. They told me a role that I was going to have. They told me things that they had planned for me didn't happen in the playoffs. They didn't give me the chance to even do it in the playoffs. Now all of a sudden the playoffs is over. It's February, they wanted me. Nobody really checking for me now. So I can get it. It's disappointment because you go from being loved or wanted to nothing in 6 months. That sucks. So from his perspective, I can kind of understand it because for him, rock bottom is, oh man, I finally get my chance. Damn, now y'all don't even want to even try to take a flyer on me?
The cool thing about life is that two things can be true at the same time.
True.
So, yes, I can feel his disappointment. I get his perspective wholeheartedly. But also, he should have perspective, like Eric said. Like, you are in a blessed position. Like, you weren't drafted. You made $50 million. Like, your family is set. You're an icon over, like, you're okay.
And he has opportunities that other players don't. Like if his NBA career is in fact over, like he can go to Asia and live be like the biggest star in whatever Asian league he plays in. He can make more money. He can command more money than anybody else. And again, money might not be the root of everything, but he has opportunities that other people don't. Like he has a standing offer from probably any league in Asia if he wants it. So it's not like your basketball career is over. Maybe your NBA career is over. Or maybe you go to one of these Chinese leagues and you ball out and then they bring you back in the spring.
And if they don't, you had a good run.
Or you could be bigger than Stephon Marbury.
And like honestly, the offseason is not over yet. Like you can still try to latch on somewhere. That's what I'm saying. Like he hasn't exhausted everything. Like to the point where it's like desperation. Like you still have things within your own control, like where you can kind of prove like.
What if it's family pressure? Asian culture, they typically put a lot of pressure on the kids to make sure they don't dishonor the family. He just said he finna go over to Asia and have to talk about a championship he felt like he didn't really run. Maybe culturally, he's being disappointed. That could be a thing.
I don't know if his career could be called disappointing though.
No, I wouldn't call it disappointment at all.
But I'm saying like I don't know, so I'm not even gonna venture a guess. But yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
Representatives for running back Ezekiel Elliott have told the Dallas Cowboys that he will not play in 2019 without a new contract. He informed the team this apparently back in January. So now, real quick, do you think he misses any games?
Yep. Unless Jerry give him the money now, I think he will actually. Hold up.
So,
and Le'Veon endorsing him.
Le'Veon definitely said pay the man. I don't think he's gonna. I think Jerry's gonna pay him.
Yeah, so I think will be the ultimate resolution. Because honestly, from what I understand, like they aren't that far apart on what he wants versus what they want to pay him. So I think that they'll cross that divide and he'll be.
Jerry
back
said he would. He flat out said, "I'll pay him."
Jerry's been saying all kinds of stuff.
True.
I'll pay him. Then I don't think a running back necessary. Then I always take care of my guys. Then like
you look at DeMarco Murray's situation.
Right. Like, come on, Jerry. He probably was drinking. You can't. I'm sorry. I'm not going to lie on this man. I'm not going to slander that name.
He's been skiing,
partying.
Okay, Memphis Grizzlies. They're bringing back the retro Vancouver Grizzly uniforms.
The green and orange and black joints.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
teal.
Sure. It's just a shade of green.
It's like a blue-green, but...
So you say green.
I did, so that's why I gave you your little point. You got it. You got it, boss. And they also unveiled that they're going to be bringing back the retro Memphis jerseys next season.
Garbage.
You don't like the Memphis ones?
Nah. They plain.
I like the memories associated with them. I like
the blue ones?
No.
The black ones with the big bold, like Memphis. It was just one big block font. They were playing. That's why I kind of like them.
That's why they forgot.
The floor that they have, the floor that they have is cool. Like they incorporate like pretty much all the different like they
eras of Grizzlies.
Yeah, like they have things that kind of harken back to.
So it's going to be their 20th anniversary, I believe.
25th.
For sure.
25th.
Yeah, they started
somewhere in the 20s.
5.
Wow, we older than the Grizzlies.
Damn, really? I'll look at the next topic.
Well, go ahead then.
UFC released Chris Cyborg from her contract. Cyborg has accused UFC President Dana White of bullying.
She was one of their biggest women fighters.
Yeah, so a little bit of backstory that I was reading up on. So she lost to Nunes. Yeah, like she lost to her last year, and like apparently they've been trying to negotiate a rematch since then. And like publicly, Cyborg has been saying like, "I want the rematch. Let's make it happen. Let's do it." And like Dana has been saying that she's ducking her and like somebody lying basically.
Right.
And I'm less inclined to believe Dana White because he's a notorious liar. So I think
Vince McMahon.
Yeah, basically. So I think that it was his way of kind of pushing her out. And like now they've released her from her contract. So yeah, that's where we are with that.
Maybe she ended up in the WWE.
But he's like said like disparaging things about her consistently over like the last year.
We already talked about the Reds fight.
Fisticuffs.
Giannis said that he would trade his MVP for a gold medal in the FIBA World Cup. What did y'all think of that statement?
That's his prerogative. Yeah, he feels more for country than state.
He feels more for team than individual.
Yeah.
So like when I heard him say that, I was like, that's par on course for Giannis.
Yeah.
Plus, it's Greece, so he really wants to bring something back for his home country.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Plus,
of course.
He's probably gonna have a couple more of them. So it's kind of like, what's this person?
Like, I'm sure if you asked him, would you rather have the MVP or the championship? He thought you can have 4 MVPs for one. Like, give me the championship. So it didn't bother me none.
I mean, shit, it's his MVP. I don't have any. I don't know about
Do
that.
what you will, sir.
Shoot, Kareem sold a few of his. Speaking
Probably all
of
the ones from Milwaukee.
Like, what do you even do like with a purchased MVP trophy? Like that,
Have it
it's
in
not
your
like
house.
you made. It's not like you won it.
They'll probably
like,
hold it and auction off when
just
they
nostalgia,
feel
like
the value goes higher.
I bought Giannis's MVP trophy.
yeah. Like, I have a signed. I probably shouldn't get any more Buck stuff signed. I have a signed Jabari Parker jersey, and I have a signed Malcolm Brogdon
You a jinx.
shirt.
Damn, do Cat sign and then leave the next year?
Nah,
When
I
did
got the Brogdon
sign?
stuff. His rookie
Oh,
year.
when you went to the thing?
when I won the cousin sub thing. Anyways, blow the whistle. Every time.
Blow the whistle. Blow the whistle.
So, yeah, I'm blowing the whistle on Texans cornerback Lonnie Johnson Jr. He's a rookie. The Packers and the Texans have some, what's it called? Joint practices going on, and Lonnie got a little too reckless. He laid out Jay Sternberger, who's our rookie tight end. It was no tackling. It was no
It was a
tackling.
non-contact drills.
And he lit him up and then flexed over him, and then posted the picture of him flexing over him on Instagram as well. Sir.
He had another hit.
Oh, he sure did. Because he knocked Trevor Davis on a special teams play clean out.
Non-contact.
Trevor didn't come back.
Nah.
Lonnie was sent to the showers.
Every time Trevor get hit, he'll never come back.
But no, I'm just blowing whistle on that because that's trash.
They go fuck him up.
Like,
Because we played him on Thursday.
be a professional.
They go fuck him up.
I'm surprised they didn't fight today.
They said that they was expecting a fight today. If anything happened, they was expecting a fight with him from somebody on our team today.
So that's it. That's my blow the whistle.
Just gonna light him up when it's legal.
I did have one more real quick because I saw this in passing. The Sacramento Kings Instagram social media team. Blowing a whistle on y'all because y'all ain't professional.
What they do?
They posted a picture of their players that are practicing with the FIBA World Cup, the U.S. team. And a woman responded on the comment, and she said, "Imagine being a Kings fan." And the Kings official account replied something like, "Imagine looking like De'Aaron Fox, but not cheering for him."
Damn.
Who's a clown? Like, it was like, I was like, whoa.
And I think it said like, no wonder your account says single or something
Yeah,
like that.
Damn.
like a
destroy
team
her
account.
whole
A team
life.
account can't do that. Y'all gotta have
It was funny,
boundaries.
though.
You gotta have boundaries. And then she had to like turn off her Instagram because people just kept harassing her after that. Like they started
Proportional response, people.
they started a viral bullying thing. So then she had to,
Get rid of it.
yeah,
And now she probably feels like shit and hates the Kings for life.
yeah.
Yes, my blow the whistle is on DJ Cooper. This genius. He's a professional basketball player in Europe. He went to the University of Ohio. He was undrafted, and he played on the Wizards Summer League team in 2016. He spent most of his professional career in Europe with teams in Greece and Monte Carlo. He last played in Monaco in 2017. He had spent some time with the Bosnian national team, on which he was planning to play going forward. But FIBA does drug testing for all players, and DJ took his test, but he used his girlfriend's urine. Only problem is his girlfriend's pregnant, and that shows up in the drug test.
Yep.
So, male basketball player
Can't
pregnant.
be pregnant.
Oh, that's right, dude. Oh my god, that was funny. That was funny. I ain't know.
You
if it
just
was
caught
real or
up.
not.
That's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked into it after the fact, and I'm just like, damn. I just forgot his name.
Yeah, he's suspended for like 2 years too.
Yeah, 2-year ban.
Dumb. Hey, you pregnant, bro? Huh? No, I'm not.
Well,
How's
can you
that? He probably
imagine?
was yelling at him. How's that possible, bro?
Can you imagine if he didn't know she was pregnant? Like that's how you find out.
Damn.
Oh, so many levels.
Yeah. What if that was a side chick?
Ooh, since we're doing what if though,
Segway.
let's go into the Tech Top 5.
5,
4,
3.
2.
1. Tech Top 5.
I forgot to add something that came through when I was when I went to go get food. So like the NCAA is raising the bar for agents. Did y'all get that notification?
I did, but I
seen
wanted to
people,
read it. Yeah.
like hoopla about it.
So here are the criteria. So NBA PA certification for 3 years, an in-person exam, a bachelor's degree, and they're required to cooperate with NCAA investigators.
All agents?
Yeah. These are NCAA rules. Because you know that they've opened it up so like players can have contact with agents and whatnot. Like when I read that stuff, I'm like, that bachelor's degree, like that's kind of weird to have in there.
Yeah.
And that feels really targeted. Because generally speaking, like the people that are agents but don't have bachelor degrees
Are.
they look like us.
Yeah.
And LeBron noticed that, and he said he quoted it, and he had like a bunch of laughing emojis. Said, "Can't stop, won't stop. They big mad and scared. Nothing will stop this movement and culture over here. Sorry, not sorry. Hashtag the Rich Paul rule." So,
Oh, Rich Paul doesn't have a degree.
no.
Nope.
And he's like one of the best agents in the NBA.
Yep.
So they're targeting him to keep him out of the NCAA.
Yep.
Interesting.
There you have it. Last week's Tech Top 5 was NBA Christmas slates. I won. Thank y'all. I wish my list would have won in the NBA's eyes as well. This week, we're going to do sport what ifs. Biggest sport what ifs.
So I got 5 of them.
I got 6, and I need to get rid of one. I think
Slide
one.
me one. Give me the one you're getting rid of.
I think one might be 2OC.
Give me one you're getting rid of.
Wait,
It'll
so
probably
just
fit my
to
list
kind of
anyways.
explain, like these are what ifs. So like this is if something that either did happen, didn't happen, or something that the opposite. I don't remember what I said the first time. But they have to be like within the realm of possibility. Like it was something that was on the table. So you can't just be like, oh, what if Michael Jordan joined the Nuggets in 20? You know what I mean? Like it has to be something that was on the table or something that was within the realm of possibility.
There we go.
What's your number 6 so I can get it? Go ahead, call it. What is it? What you got? Give it to me.
What if Owen Hart walked to the ring?
Damn. I'll take that at number 5. That's a good one, though.
I know.
That's a good one.
I know.
Number 4. What if the Lions allow Barry Sanders to leave? Because Barry was considered the greatest at that time. No matter where he went.
You
he
said,
was
what
gonna
if the
shine.
Lions what?
Allowed Barry Sanders to actually leave.
Oh, instead of him retiring?
Because he retired because they wouldn't let him go.
Yeah.
His career probably he would have continued playing.
Yeah.
He probably would have had unattainable records and shit. Like, yeah. I had this at number 5, but I'm glad I didn't. So, number 3, what if Jordan doesn't retire for the first time?
That's a good one.
What do you think would have happened?
I'm sorry. That's number 2. I lied. Number 3 is what if Melo actually joined the Heatles instead of Bosh?
Oh.
Because it was supposed to be Bron, Wade, Melo.
Spoiler, they wouldn't have won.
You don't think so?
They don't
No,
fit.
they don't fit.
Honestly, Chris Bosh, I mean, obviously it's LeBron, but like I feel like Chris Bosh is the key that unlocked everything for them.
The wild part is Bosh, even if they wasn't getting Bosh, LeBron and Wade said they was finna go to Chicago with Rose.
Yeah.
That would have been a crazy
and
one.
honestly, I don't blame Melo for like saying like I'm not passing the money up.
Yeah, because they told him to take a 3-year deal before he signed his 5.
And they were gonna give him a 5, and he's like, look at this money, like.
And he took his 5. And
I'm not
the
mad
rest
at
is history. Like I said, number 2 is what if Jordan didn't retire for the first time?
So what do you think would happen?
Real quick,
Honestly, I think they would have kept winning. I think we'd have had like 8 championships.
I do too.
And number 1, what if the NWO never left for WCW? Would WCW still be who they were? NWO pretty much propelled them motherfuckers.
So you mean like what if Kevin Nash and Scott Hall
and
never
Hulk
left?
Hogan never went to WCW as the NWO?
I'll give you that
Because DX wouldn't be here.
because they were 2 separate moves, but
NWO never went to WCW.
I'll give.
Like
I'll,
what
I'll
if the
give it to
old
you.
wrestlers never left WWE?
Yeah,
Because
I got you.
Then they wouldn't have DX as a question, and you wouldn't have that whole run of the Attitude Era, and it would have changed a lot, in my opinion.
It would have.
So I guess let me rephrase it. What if the NWO never existed?
Okay.
5. Yeah, I'll leave this at 5. What if EA Sports never bought the exclusive NFL rights?
ESPN would have got him out the paint.
That's a
2K
great
would
one.
have got him out the paint, bro. They was already on their way.
That's a great one.
Number 4, what if Lynn Bias never died? Well, didn't die then.
Yeah.
Everybody dies.
Right.
Like the Celtics were, like they were
Yeah.
coming off their best season, and they had the number 2 draft pick, a guy that's been compared to Michael Jordan. Like their run would have gone on for at least another 5 to 7 years. So, 3, what if Shaq never left the Magic? Now keep this in mind. Like he had Penny already.
Right.
Who would have been Kobe's running mate in LA? Like those 3 championships
Derek Fisher.
They might not have.
probably doesn't happen. Like they probably would have ran the East. Like Jordan's second act, like his second three-peat might not have happened because he had Penny and Shaq in
his
their
way.
prime. Number 2, what if LeBron didn't leave Cleveland the first time?
I don't think he would have won.
Not even necessarily
It
just for
changed
him.
the whole like player power
Exactly.
structure of the NBA when he
Like
did that.
Kevin Durant
The super
probably
team
doesn't
never started.
leave
It never
Oklahoma
started.
City. Like all that player movement that we've seen over the last 5 to 10 years, like probably doesn't happen because they don't have the cover of LeBron, like leaving.
Right.
Like
He's the
LeBron
greatest player in that
sacrificed,
game right now.
Like LeBron sacrificed like his public reputation for a good 2 to
Championships.
4 years because he went to the Heat. But he did that like kind of to open the doors for everybody else to do whatever they want. And number 1, similar to your number 5, but I'm gonna take it back. What if Owen Hart never broke Stone Cold Steve Austin's neck? 1, that cut Austin's career short.
Yeah.
Drastically.
He lost a whole year of his run, and WWE was never really the same after they lost Austin. On Owen's side, he basically fell down the card because of this incident. And like he probably never has to go back to being a Blue Blazer because he's in a better position in the company and he can still be Owen Hart and he's not doing that dangerous ass stunt that ultimately killed him.
Yeah. It's a good one.
That was a good one.
I like this one because we're all different. I have one repeat, but other than that, we've all been different. I do want to give another honorable mention because another wrestling one I thought was what if Eddie Guerrero's heart didn't give out?
Yeah.
Like, because Eddie Guerrero was going to a whole different level. But okay, number 5. What if the San Francisco 49ers drafted Aaron Rodgers?
Instead of Alex Smith, that's always going to be their career debates.
I mean, it would have changed the whole trajectory of Green Bay. Like, that whole trauma, like, Favre and the Vikings, like, probably wouldn't have happened.
I don't feel like having another Favre conversation.
The Packers would be the Bills.
So that's for number 5. Number 4 is a repeat. What if Jordan never retired? Like I said, I think he would have just kept winning. So I'm sure Rockets fans are happy that he did retire. Number 3, what if Bo Jackson never got hurt?
Bo knows.
Bo knew.
He would have been the greatest.
Yeah. Number 2, what if Steve Bartman never went to that Cubs game? If Ken was here, he would have a very visceral reaction. There's no Cubs fan in the room, but that would have changed everything.
That's funny.
And number 1, what if Cassius Clay never met Malcolm X? That would change the entire course of history. Like, Muhammad Ali might not have ever been.
Right.
No.
And Muhammad Ali meant too much to not have him.
That means that he would have been going to Vietnam too.
Yeah. A whole different
Yeah,
history.
he wouldn't even
Which
be in
is
this
fucking
conversation.
crazy. Like, why the hell would you have the heavyweight champion of the world in the fucking army?
Because he's black.
Still, like, he can make money for hella white people.
Because he's black. They didn't give a fuck.
It's wild, man.
Like, the whole damn sport of boxing is on that man's shoulder, and you send him to the fucking jungle. The hell kind of sense
With
does that
Agent
make?
Orange and system and shit.
Well, that's the show this week. We hope y'all enjoyed it. We hope y'all enjoyed the little random 112 thing that happened. You forgot that even happened, didn't you, Tim?
I did.
That's the show. Once again, make
Got my
sure that
shit
you
on.
guys subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. Talk about us on social media, tag us and stuff. Let the people know you listening.
Let us know your what ifs. Like, y'all have been
Yeah.
slacking on doing your own top 5s. It don't even have to be 5. Like, just throw out ideas.
Yeah, just a number.
Like, I'm sure there's stuff that we didn't even think of. But like, I'm really curious to see like what y'all think.
Mine was honorable mention was
How you got an honorable mention and you didn't even have 5?
because I thought about it and I was like I was going to add it, then I forgot about it.
You got your
It ain't even on my phone. It was when the Detroit Tigers had drafted I think his name's Adrian Miller or Andre Miller or something like that instead of Zach Greinke.
I'm glad you didn't use that one.
That
I
was-
understand.
But that was during the time that the Tigers was like doing their World Series running shit.
But I'm talking about for the sake of your list, I'm glad you didn't do it.
Yeah,
So,
because I forgot about it.
if you if you want to follow me, you can catch me
Wait a minute.
on Twitter, Instagram. Not on Instagram. On Twitter and Snapchat.
For sure.
Yeah, that's it. At Camille Monet, CAMILLEMONAE, because
Your mom is fancy.
thank you, Fake Ken.
At Bucks Burner on Twitter.
That's all you get.
No, it's not this week. And at Technical Foul on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
Follow it.
Fair enough.
I like that. You caught me off guard. I like that.
Fair enough. And it's your boy TIMKINZ.
You ain't gonna do Ken stuff?
The number 3.
He don't remember.
AKA Ass Catch him. He don't remember either. AKA Mr. Give It To Me.
We love you, Ken.
Fuck him. Till next week.
First of all,
Wait,
that's
what?
a Tim stat because you said you weren't going to do that this week.
I said I won't go
And
clown
then you
him.
said F until next week.
I said I won't go clown him.
Pause.
Fuck him till next week.
Oh, you gonna just stand on it?
Dilly dilly.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.